What's the message?
Jesus died on that cross so we could live, and this is not living.
Amen. I respect that.
Have you noticed the prices going up?
Of course not. I watch Fox News and I pray religiously to the Southern tragedy, Jesus. I don't see anything. A perfect cult member for MAGA. Stop voting for criminals.
You talk about half-truths when I listen to you. You know nothing about taking care of children because you've always had a really good-paying job. You know nothing about what a working-class citizen does. Come down here. Come down here and start trying to pay your medical insurance. Come down here and walk into Costco to try to feed your family, to feed your kid that's moved out, to feed your great-grandchildren. I had a very good job in California, and I'm able to feed my family, and it goes all the way to great-grandchildren. You're not helping me. Believe me, you're not helping me. You need to take your head out of Trump's ass and start doing your representation of us.
Y'all voted red and now you're broke, mad, and confused. So let's talk about it. The young people who voted for Trump and the Republican movement, they are already regretting their vote. And I'm not even going to pretend to be surprised because I knew it would happen. And y'all got to understand, it's because this is always the play. See, a lot of young people didn't have the tools to really critically think about the impacts of what Trump's policies would have on their lives. And you know why? Because the American education system was never built for you to think critically. It was built to keep you just smart enough to pass a test, but not smart enough to question power. So when the propaganda machine started pumping, most of y'all didn't even know how to check that stuff to know what was factual and what was a lie. You didn't even know how to look past the shiny slogans, the memes, the TikToks, and actually ask real questions like, how does this policy impact me, my rent, my student loan, my future? And now here you are, under this Trump-led regime, finding out the hard way that Republicans do not have your back. That same party that you thought was about freedom is deciding the books you can read now, what rights you have, and whether you can even afford to survive. And look, I get it. When you're young, it feels like political policies and government and all that stuff, it feels like it's just background noise. You think it's something for old people to just argue about, but you see, it is not just noise. It's your life, boo. And if you don't take this seriously, the folks who do take this seriously, you know that older generation that's been controlling everything forever, they gonna keep stacking the deck against you. So now my question is, now that you are living under the policies that you voted for, are you ready to wake up yet? Are you ready to stop treating government like a joke and start treating it like survival? Because until young people wake up, old people are going to keep cashing checks.
And facts, 100%. I totally agreed with what she said. Until young people wake up, old people will continue to keep cashing checks. We young people are the problems that we have. And a lot are realizing, right? A lot are regretting. A lot are reading. But still, we still have some ignorant young youth that are not even ready to wake up. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If it's the first time tuning in, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. Lastly, do not forget to share for other persons to get this good news. Every single clips you see in our today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of those videos. Trump supporters, some of them are becoming preachers now. Some of them are trusting God now. Some of them are doing evangelism. Some of them are waking up and some are still sleeping. Anyways, let me go ahead and roll out the clips I have for you guys and I'll be back with commentaries.
Recognize that a not insignificant number of Trump voters didn't specifically sign up for this. They thought he was mostly bluster. They talked themselves out of holding him accountable for January 6th. They convinced themselves that his 34 felony convictions were politically motivated, or maybe they just didn't really understand him. All because they were clinging longingly to memories of 2016 to 2020, before all the infections and death and violence, and before inflation exploded our cost of living. If we just allow this to be true, whether we forgive it or not doesn't matter. I just need these people to understand how much wildly unnecessary trauma has been inflicted on the country as a result. Because nothing, and I mean not a single goddamn thing he has done, has anything to do with anything that went well from 2016 to 2020. Millions of small business owners are now paying import taxes on the goods that they build and sell. Kilmar Abreu Garcia, the father of an American citizen and the husband of an American citizen, was arrested without cause, sent to a terrorist prison, flown back to the United States on judge's orders, reunited with his family, and then detained again. And now that psychopath Kristi Noem is threatening to deport him to Uganda. They don't speak Spanish in Uganda because it's in Africa, all in forcing millions and millions of dollars in charges to taxpayers and inflicting PTSD-level trauma on his wife and child in Maryland, all because Trump and his little trolls are absolutely incapable of admitting when they fucked up. Instead, they're trying to make us pay for their efforts to save face. On top of that, tens of thousands of federal employees without their careers, over 100 lives lost, including dozens of little kids, and those floods in Texas, all because Republican state officials couldn't figure out how to warn people. Trillions in new debt that our kids are going to have to figure out a way to pay off. Also, Trump could extend tax cuts for rich people that economists have proven over and over again to have been almost entirely ineffective in driving economic activity. And of course, $1 trillion in cuts to food and healthcare for those in the working class struggling most. So far in the first 8 months of this disaster of a presidency, thanks entirely to Republican voters, we have had to watch Trump operationalize his nationalist authoritarian hate, all while doing exactly fucking nothing for the working class.
Angry. They won the election. They got what they wanted. They say that everything that Trump is doing is why they voted for him. But why are they still spending so much time and energy arguing with people who disagree with Trump and his policies? In my comment section, making videos, just the anger and the vitriol continues to seethe through them. And the reason is because they still don't have control. They can't control how we think and feel, and that we still disagree with him. Just because Trump is president does not mean that we have to roll over and acquiesce and accept that everything he says or does. We are allowed to question, we are allowed to speak up, we are allowed to protest if we don't like what's happening in our government. I know if Kamala Harris had won, I would be peaceful. I would be enjoying my time, and I would be focusing on the progress that she was making towards the goals that I was behind and I supported. I would not be spending so much time and energy still arguing with people who did not vote for her in the previous election. It's a waste of energy. The election is over. However, the people who did vote for Kamala Harris and didn't get the outcome that they wanted still have the right to continue to fight and speak for important matters and issues at hand in our country. But we know that MAGA is all about control, and they want everyone to feel the same way, to accept the same facts that they have, and to not really question it and just to follow blindly because that's what they do. And they don't understand that we have the ability to critically think and use our minds and our morals to make different decisions. So I guess MAGA, continue being angry that you won because you can't shut us up, and we're going to keep being loud.
So recently I ran into two of my friends, and they were both big Trump supporters. So I stopped and I said, hey, what do you think about everything that's going on with the cuts and no childhood cancer research and cuts to U.S. aid? And so what do you think? How's it going? And they both said, well, you know, since the election, we decided not to follow politics that closely. Really? So you voted for Trump, but now you don't want to follow politics? And why is that? Well, you know, it was just too upsetting. Oh, really? You voted for Trump? Choke on that word. You voted for Trump, and now you don't want to take any responsibility?
Hey MAGA voters, this message is for you. I know how excited you guys get every time one of these undocumented immigrants is stripped away, actually physically pulled away from their little children or their wives or their husbands and detained and put into a concentration camp surrounded by alligators and serpents. I know that gets you really excited, but I just thought I'd give you a quick lesson in macroeconomics, especially for those of you that have no money. You're about to go broke, and I'll tell you why. See, here's the thing about America. Undocumented immigrants are a fundamental piece of our economy. It will not work without them. See, many of these people, most of them, pay taxes. They get few benefits, but they do actually pay taxes. They grow the gross national product, and they hold the fabric of America together by doing jobs that spoiled Americans will not do. Okay? This also causes inflationary pressure, which means everything is going to get a lot more expensive. So every time you celebrate one of these poor people being detained and deported, just keep in mind, you're one person closer to going broke. You're going to lose everything you have. And remember who you voted for. You voted for someone who doesn't even know what macroeconomics means, doesn't know the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics, okay? You voted for a dunce, and he's going to be your undoing. But keep in mind that he's really rich, and all the people in the GOP that are sucking up to him, see, they're really rich too. So I hope you're really rich, because if you're...
They do sign up for this. That is my opinion. They signed up for it because, let's just be honest, the Trump lied. He didn't lie about anything. He said it, he was going to do it. You understand? He made it clear. He made it out there that this is what I'm actually going to do. But I feel like a lot of young youth are just ignorant to this, or a lot of people are just ignorant today because 99% of them feel like it's not going to affect them. One of the things that actually made a lot of them actually voted was because they were hearing of, oh, we're going to be doing illegal deportations, east, west, north, and south. And at the end of the day, they have ruined America, right? By putting this Mr. Orange Man there. Because why? Why this man is sitting down, what did he have to do for you? You have to just keep imputing tariffs that at the end of the day, you the citizen, you the young ones, are the ones that is actually paying. I just hope a lot of people are able to learn from this, although some have learned, but I know that some persons have not learned, because even if you like, let heaven fall, they will tell you that I don't care. You see, this Mr. Orange Man, that's the person I want. Someone that does not take decision and does not take advice, someone that just wake up one morning and just make decision without asking questions. Let's go and roll out the remaining clips, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Rather than exploit our men and women in uniform for your own political theater, look into the mirror and address the acts of violence that you have ordered from your golden Oval Office, creating violence and chaos throughout this country. Take the wasted money in sending the National Guard and the wasted money used on threatening commercials by your Homeland Security Secretary, and use it on real violence and prevention programs that will bring peace. The only one we have to be concerned about is violence is you, Mr. President. Send the National Guard to 1600 Pennsylvania.
Yes. Whoa.
Bring back our governor for questions, Governor
I
Jimmy.
like that British. It's cool.
Happy to take any questions from members of the media. Mary Ann.
Yeah, for those who said that he doesn't break the Constitution for violence.
We're taking questions now.
Well, that's going to be litigated. Does Donald Trump have the legal authority?
No.
It's unconstitutional. It's against the law. We talked about posse comitatus.
Exactly.
There is no reason why American military can be or should be in American cities when there is not an insurrection.
Boom.
They are required, members of the Illinois National Guard are members of the military. And when they are called up according to Title 10 by the President of the United States, they are required to follow orders, just as they are when the governor calls them up.
Under Title 32.
Under Title 32.
Right.
Well, that's got to be determined. I exactly agree with the point that you're making. Yes. I'm sorry.
What if he calls him up first under Title 32?
Maybe I can ask the Attorney General to talk about his work.
What if
Ben & Jerry's should twist the knife a little bit more and come out with a new flavor called MAGA Tears. It would be the richest, darkest, most chocolatey ice cream with sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles all throughout, and then little chocolate burritos and tacos mixed in. I think that is the way that would send MAGA over the top and just absolutely make their heads explode. They're already furious that Ben & Jerry's is promoting progressive and liberal policies and appears to have a liberal agenda that they just can't wrap their heads around it. They're throwing out their ice cream in droves. But if we could come out with a MAGA tears through Ben & Jerry's with that dark chocolate ice cream, rainbow sprinkles, and little chocolate burritos and tacos, I think some of them would just keel over. If they want inclusion at Ben & Jerry's, they could also come out with a MAGA flavored ice cream. Now, it would just be plain vanilla, just pure white, plain, flavorless vanilla. Nothing mixed in, nothing going on in the ice cream, just plain, basic
Tinubu of Nigeria, I will keep saying it. You see, Trump and Tinubu, they are one. They are Tinubu of Nigeria. Like, those are the people that are really dealing with us as the young youth now. And it is also affecting the people that actually voted. Why did they vote? They voted because they think that, oh, everything is going to be all right. But at the end of the day, we told them, but now they are regretting. And the good part I love about the presidency line of Nigeria is they are going to first of all start dealing with the people that they voted for. Exactly what Trump is doing. So what is the difference? Trump is not dealing with the MAGAs itself. He is now saying, okay, thank you so much for voting for me. I really appreciate you guys are the best. I can't take you guys for granted. But it's not as much as I can't take you guys for granted. If you know your mother and your father is illegal here, they have to move. If you know your document is not complete, you have to move. You have to go make it complete, make everything good, and then come back as legal person. You can imagine when a president did not even consider the fate of the state. He did not even consider what is going to happen. He did not even consider how are people going to feed. He did not even consider, okay, these farmers that are actually farming, right? They are the ones that voted for me. And most of these people that I'm going to be deporting are illegal people that are actually working on this farm. And farm is one of the major things that can actually bring food to the economy. Should I just pity them and just let them be just because they voted for me? No. He is not that kind of man. He's going to do what he wants to do. And what did he do? He deported. And after deporting a lot of regions right now, they are going bankrupt. A lot of MAGAs cannot even feed. You can see from the first clip I played, some of them are becoming preachers already. They are preaching the gospels now and saying, oh, the only person that can now come and save us is God. You can imagine a whole MAGA's voter, a Trump supporter, see where the woman is actually living. I'm not saying that it's going to actually come and help every single person. I know that that is actually not possible, right? But at least 70% or 50% can actually be okay. Now, where are the 50% that can come and testify and be like, oh, ever since Trump actually started his regime as a voter, I'm so happy, I'm so proud, I can hit my chest? They're nowhere to be found. Just few persons that you'll be seeing. And most of these few persons you'll be seeing, you know that these people already, they've made their wealth. They already have the resources. They already have every single thing. So the people that are suffering are the minorities. Do you listen? Do you hear? Do you learn? It is time for a lot of young youth, especially young youth, to open your eyes and know that it is far beyond just voting. It is far beyond politics. It is far beyond just support. Now, what you should be looking at for it, what is my future? Do I want the old ones to keep cashing checks while we keep suffering? How do we survive? What is the next plan in 2028? Start planning now, because at the end of the day, if you do not plan now, you see this thing you're seeing, this is just the tip of an iceberg, because a lot is going to still fall. There's a heavy rain that is even still coming that a lot of you don't know. You know, one thing I love about Trump is he's going to calculate his ways out. He's going to know what exactly he wants to do, calculate it, write it down, jot it down. At the end of the day, he will just come boom and slash it on your face, and there is nothing you can do about it. If not, for crying out loud, how can a president be on seat? You don't want to hear advice. You just make decisions, east, west, north, and south. You just come and say, today, I'm withdrawing all the securities from Kamala. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and nobody is actually asking questions. That's sad. Anyways, I stand a chance to be corrected. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Every videos and clips in today's episode credit belongs to the original creators of those videos. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And yes, with no further ado, I'd like to say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye now. See you guys in my next one. And for now, bye guys. I love you. Mwah.